You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
Welcome, Fit Clubbers. We are back. I'm your host, Shaka Smith, and my lovely co-host, Family Times, Miss Tangerine Thomas. Almost forgot.
Did you forget who I was?
I was thinking so much about our next guest.
Oh, she is better than me, so I get it. I get it. I'm excited about her too.
Not at all. How are you doing, Tangerine?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me back on the show. I had a good time when we were able to do this in person a long time ago.
Yes.
So this is pretty cool to do it on Zoom.
Yeah, so different. But how are you? How are you coping with being home and quarantine, the whole deal?
You know what? I actually love being at home. I like my house. I like my furniture. I love ordering from restaurants and just sitting on the couch being still. But the quarantine has caused me to like really shift gears and be a producer while I'm at home. So I've created 2 new shows I do every week, and I'm part of other people's live stream shows throughout the week. My husband has a show, and I've just been learning to cope from the house, and I actually enjoy it. So I'm not really one of those people that's out picketing saying, let me out, let me out, let me out. Like, I like being at home, and then I go get some sun, stand outside my bikini, then I come back in and work.
So you've adjusted really, really well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very much like our next guest, Tabitha Brown. We're going to be talking veganism, faith, and going viral with America's social media mom, and we'll bring her in right now.
Yay!
Yeah, both of you have been working a lot. Where are you getting the energy? I mean, my gosh.
From vegan lifestyle.
Hey, Miss Tabitha, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very good, very good.
Hey, Tangerine.
Hey, Tabitha, welcome to his show. I'm so excited that he asked me to co-host on a day that you happen to be the guest, because I'm like, wait, that's my girl.
Yeah.
Search her bio. That's the homie.
I love it. You guys have known each other for a while.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, I was trying to remember where I originally met you, because I think you got out here in 2004. I'm from here, and we knew each other before you did a guest spot on the show that I'm on, Family Time, which was 3 or 4 seasons ago.
We did a sketch together with remember the Basketball Wives and the
with Tori Hart.
Yep, it's most
and Simone. I played Mama D. I forgot about that. That's so embarrassing that they chose me for that. But I had the bangs, like the wig that she wears back then. So is that where I first met you?
I think we had met before then. You were producing another show with who was the judge? One of the judges.
Oh, Judge Mathis.
Yeah, you were doing something. I did a show.
No, not Mathis. The one Judge Joe Brown. Judge Joe Brown. I produced shows for him. Why not? Because I still watch Judge Mathis. But yes, I produce shows for Judge Mathis. Okay, so I met you there too.
You've been working over the years, honey.
You've been in the game for a while.
But speaking of working, Tabitha, I just seen you was in Vogue. And I was like, wait a minute now. First of all, it's not easy for us to get in Vogue.
And that's veganism and in Vogue.
Veganism, because their sponsors are not always, plant-based. Yeah. You are in Vogue.
It's crazy. I
know.
Girl. And that's how I wake up like, is this really happening?
I was going to ask you how quarantine is going for you, but we kind of all know. But
over 3 million followers on TikTok. I think quarantine is going quite well for Miss Tabitha Brown.
Has there been any aspect of coping with quarantine, even though things are going so well? How have you tried to adjust? Maybe they're going too well.
Well, it's crazy. In the very beginning, the first 2 weeks were a little bit before everything started taking off the way it is now. Because my husband is a first responder, so I was a little nervous, like, oh God, he's got to go back on the streets now, where he had been in the headquarters for a while. So I was a little nervous about that, and of course, I got kids, and so then I became a homeschooling parent. I was like, oh Lord Jesus, honey, I ain't with nobody teaching. But I take it one day at a time, and then I got a good faith system, so I just pray. I know it's in control, and we're just gonna take this thing day by day, and it has been amazing since then. It has been all right.
Yeah, we're also blessed. Just a quick update on Corona. There's been 5.4 million cases worldwide, with 344,000 deaths worldwide as well. But here in Los Angeles, we are moving towards reopening. 47 and 58 counties are moving towards reopening. And they've also said at this phase, hair salons and barbershops may open. Not in LA yet, but in most of these counties. I know for you, we talk about Donna a lot. I feel like we've had an ongoing conversation. When these open up in LA, what's your feeling? Are you comfortable enough to go out and, go to the salon?
Oh, well, no, I never went to no salon in LA anyway. So I,
See, facts. Me either.
yeah, I do my hair
All
myself.
home?
Huh?
All at home?
Yeah, all at home. I mean, I go buy some products or whatever
Yeah.
I need, but a lot of people send me stuff. But yeah, I don't have a hairstylist, so I haven't had to worry about that. Thank God for that. Okay.
Tangerine for you as well?
Yeah, I've been doing my own hair, wigs, weaves, kinky styles, blowouts, all of that. I do my own nails. So I was in my element when they said stay home and do your. I was like, okay, I'm half Asian when it comes to doing a French mani pedi. I can do all of that. What'd you say, Tab?
That nail part is where I'm struggling, honey, because I usually my girl Jasmine, I'm praying that one day I can get with Jasmine again.
That's right, because you have all the multicolors. Girl, get you some press-ons.
They don't stay on when you do all that cooking.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't be active.
I'm gonna be chewing on a nail, girl. I was like, it's not working for me.
I'm going to need a loctician because I started going to a loctician 2 years ago and I'm just dead right now. So
A
loctician.
Yeah,
Ah.
it's
I was
tough.
a loctician for many years.
Okay, so I'm coming to your house after this whole thing's over, getting to work.
Seriously, you guys, have you been actually staying home alone? Because I've been watching my friends on Insta story and they've been out partying. They've been like 20, 30 people in a house playing music and going out to parks and being next to each other. Am I the only one staying home?
No, honey, we in the house.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I was the reverse, where I almost didn't take it that seriously at the very beginning, where I was kind of like still kind of peeking out. But then I said, wait, let me just lock it down. Let me not worry about it. And now people are just really, Memorial Day had everyone kind of feeling like it's over for us.
Yeah, I got invited to a barbecue. I was like, bruh, nothing's changed. Yesterday we was staying home. Today we're still staying at home. What are we doing?
Yeah, I was like, on Zoom? Do you mean on Zoom? Or
Right. We having a Zoom party.
Yeah.
I just have learned to entertain here at the house with the fam. I fired the grill up. I still made some stuff on the grill and we sat outside and ate to make it feel like we was doing something. Okay. But no, we ain't been going nowhere other than grocery store or to Target with our mask on and come on back home.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the best way to go about it, especially right now, is sort of we're not where we need to be.
Yeah,
and there's still a lot of unknown.
Yeah.
What, for me, it's like, I don't need to rush. I ain't in no rush.
Exactly.
All right, we'll wait.
Where are we going? Where are we going? And the good thing about what you're doing, Tabitha, and also what I do is you make your money from home. So you really don't need to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Your family's there, your food is there.
Yeah.
Your income is there.
Yeah, we are so thankful for that.
And the vegan diet might be helping because we have Dr. T. Colin Campbell, Live Kindly just reported that the vegan diet actually helps boost your immunity and may actually help attenuate the conditions if you're suffering from COVID-19.
Attenuate, good word.
Yeah, so what he started the China study where they looked at 65 cities in China that were all plant-based, and they found the correlation between heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. So basically, when you have a vegan diet, you're going to be upping your antibodies for different viruses that you might be attacked by, and you're also going to be reducing the comorbidities that are involved with COVID-19. Now, I know for you, Tab, you went on a 30-day kind of vegan cleanse to sort of cure some of your ailments. Take me through that process, and how did you know that this was what was working for you?
Well, it wasn't really a cleanse, but it was a 30-day vegan challenge. I had been sick for a year and a half, and all different types of ailments that I was facing. Started with a headache in the back of my head, turned into chronic fatigue, chronic pain. Just my body was out of whack, and it just started to feel like it was attacking me. And the doctors would try to prescribe me all these different medications and steroids and all kinds of things, but nothing. My body would just not react to anything. I just was getting worse. And then my daughter came home from school one day and said, "Oh, Mom, we saw this documentary at school. I think you should watch it." And it was What the Health on Netflix. And so we watched it together, and I thought, "Oh, now this is interesting." They were talking about not all diseases being hereditary, that we eat the same thing, causing the same disease. And that was kind of like a light bulb for me because my mom died at 51 of ALS, which is a rare disease. They can't tell you what causes it, and there is no cure. And my dad is 68, and he's the oldest male to ever live in our family. And young deaths and young diseases happen in our family. And I thought, well, meat seems to be the only common denominator I could come up with at that moment. And it was the only thing I had not tried since being sick. And so I told my husband, let's do a 30-day challenge and just see what happens. And so we did a 30-day challenge. And in the first 10 days, my headache went away. And this thing rested in the back of my head every single day for 1 year and 7 months.
Wow.
And it disappeared. And I knew then I'm on to something. And then after the 30 days, I started having energy again, where I had used to have chronic fatigue. Pain was just leaving my body, and it just got better and better as the days and weeks went on. And I just never looked back. I was like, oh no, honey, this is my path.
Yeah.
My path. Yep.
I love that.
That are impressive about that. One, that your daughter's school showed what the health, because usually the schools are what's feeding you the stuff that gets you on that diet.
Yeah,
Secondly,
I remember when she texted me one day from school, she was like, Mom, look, and they had a big sign up at the cafeteria now serving vegan lunches.
I love it.
Wow.
That's that good school district right there. And secondly, the
school.
What'd you say?
And it was a public school.
Because you live in a good neighborhood. You don't live in a hood. That's what I'm saying.
Had you heard of vegan diets before, and like you just didn't consider them, or was that like?
Well, when I was 15, I was a vegetarian for 5 years, from 15 to 20. And I started being a vegetarian because I used to have the worst menstrual cycle. Oh, it was hard. I could walk the first day of every cycle. It would be hard for me to walk. I would shake. I mean, the pain was just unbearable. And my mom had taken me to so many different specialists and stuff, trying to figure out why my cycle was so bad. And this one specialist said, if you stop eating red meat, your cramps will be reduced. Yeah. Because red meat causes inflammation, makes us retain water around the ovaries, all the stuff he was explaining, which causes the cramping. Mm-hmm. I was in so much pain at 15. I said, well, you know what? He didn't say nothing about nothing else, but I'm going to stop all meat. Maybe it'll make everything go away. And that's what I did. I stopped eating meat completely for 5 years, and it really helped me. Yeah. And then when me and my husband moved in together, he was eating fish and chicken. I was like, well, the doctor never said nothing about the fish and chicken.
And you ease back on it.
Right. And so I started eating fish and chicken again, but I didn't go back to red meat or pork. So for over 25 plus years, I haven't had those things. So, it was kind of like, not hearing of a vegan diet it wasn't foreign to me. I had heard of it, but I also used to think black people ain't really vegan.
Right, yeah.
Even as a vegetarian, my family used to be like, girl, you ain't eating meat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, girl, you crazy. But it didn't matter to me. But then I would hear about, veganism. And then my brother, Nick, who's my best friend, I call my brother, he was vegan. And he would always be trying to tell me, girl, you need to go vegan. I ain't doing that, honey. I went to the doctor. They ain't say nothing about it was what I was eating, right? We would be going back and forth, back and forth. And then I saw the documentary and was like, oh, well, wait a minute.
Another sign.
Right. And so that's how I got on the journey and was open to it. I've always had an open mind, though. Mm-hmm. I've always been open to things. And so I was like, honey, if I hadn't tried everything else, why not?
Why not? And the second thing I was going to say is I love that your husband did the 30-day thing with you, because a lot of husbands will be like, oh, yeah, well, you better make my pork chops when you finish all the little salads you about to eat. But he did it with you, which I'm sure was helpful and encouraging. And now I see that he's eased into the vegan lifestyle, because you were making like 2 meals before and then letting him taste stuff and he still wanted his stuff. But now, you got the whole family on board. I love watching you guys. I love it. Absolutely. Yeah. In the beginning, we did a 30-day challenge. On day 29, when I was like, babe, I'm feeling so good now. I think this is my path. I'm going to go vegan. He was like, that's great, babe, but tomorrow I'm going to eat chicken. And I was like, you know what? But I always tell people that, because we need to know that sometimes the journey we have to go on it alone. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
For ourselves. And that's what I really credit to saving my life, because I really thought I was going to die when I was sick. I did not think I would live to see 40. So I'm so very thankful for the journey.
And I know you said your faith played a big role in just saying, I want to start making videos. How did you go from making that impetus to making the videos, and then going with Whole Foods to cooking? Because you didn't cook, you said, until your adulthood, and now you're cooking every day. So that was another challenge in of itself, even once you had a little bit of success as well.
Well, so I started doing videos only because I had a dream, right? While I was sick, I had a dream and saw myself on a show. And my dreams have always meant things to me.
A literal dream.
A literal dream. My mom always said I had a gift of dreaming, because my dreams either come to pass or they send me messages. And so I saw myself on a show. I didn't know what kind of show, but I had short, little natural hair, little afro. I spoke with my accent. I was very free and happy. And this was during a time where I was sick and depressed and had been wearing my hair only one way for years and years, long and straight, and always trying to cover my accent because that's what I was told to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I was so free in this dream. And so when I woke up and I prayed and I asked God, God revealed that to me. What was that? And I heard a voice that said, start doing videos. And I was like, start doing videos? Why in the world would I do a video? Video about what? And so a couple weeks prior to that, I had my coming to Jesus moment in the bathroom where I told God, I said, God, if you heal me, you can have me. I'll do whatever you ask of me, because I've been sick for so long. I was defeated. I was hopeless. And I had really, my faith had been wavered and I had really given up in thinking God even heard my prayers anymore. But that day in the bathroom, I said, God, if you heal me, you can have me and I'll do whatever you ask.
Look at that.
And then 2 weeks later, I had that dream. So when he said start doing videos, I had to be obedient. And I was like, oh, Lord, what in the world I'm going to do a video about? Now, I used to do stand-up. So when I first started doing videos, I was telling the same jokes I would tell on stage about being a wife and a mother while sitting on my bed, right? And then a couple weeks in, I decided to shave off all my hair. And then that's when my daughter also came.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter came home during that same time and told me about the documentary, 30-day challenge. And literally the day I told my husband, I'm going to go vegan. Like, this is not just a challenge for me anymore. This is going to be my life. The same voice that I heard that told me to start doing videos whispered in my ear and said, now tell people what you're eating. And I was so scared. I was like, wow. So you want me to come here and do videos telling people I'm going vegan and I done shaved off all my hair? Oh, Lord, the people going to think I done lost my mind, back home. Yeah. But I'm living a life of obedience. So, Lord, I'm going to go ahead and do it, And so that's why I started doing videos. And just, I was consistent because I had to be. I was told to be, right? I was letting the Spirit guide me. Cooking, I've been cooking, since I lived with my husband, 20 years old, 19 years old. I used to have to get taught how to cook over the phone. My mom and my
Oh yeah.
Right. I have to call them and say, okay, how I make this, and they walk me through it. And then for the last 20 plus years of being with my husband, I've been cooking. And I became a great cook before being vegan. And so I was like, well, I ain't stopped eating the food because I ain't like how it tasted. So I need to make sure I can make this food and make it taste good.
Yes.
All my favorite non-vegan things, I got to figure out how to make those vegan. And so that's what I would do. And even before I was vegan, I had an allergy to milk. So I remember calling or texting Tangerine saying, I heard you make a good vegan mac and cheese, girl. What cheese?
Yes, it was Thanksgiving coming up like 4 years ago, or I don't know how many, 3 years ago. And she was like, how do you make vegan mac and cheese? And it's funny because I didn't know how to cook before I was vegan. So when I became vegan and I didn't trust restaurants, I didn't know what kind of oil they use or what kind of butter. And I was really, really, really into being healthy. I started calling relatives like, how you make this? And then I would just substitute the ingredients. How you make that? And then I substitute the ingredients. So when you said that, I was like, just make the regular mac and cheese and throw in the vegan cheese and the vegan milk. I was like, I don't really know the measurements.
Right. And so I just started, I used my old recipe that I had for my regular mac and cheese. And I was like, okay, let me go find, okay, what's a good cheese? She gave me a couple options. So I went and started playing with it. And that was prior to being vegan. So I took that same thought process when I became vegan and was like, okay, let me make this food taste good. Because that's the only way I'm, going to enjoy it. And that's what I did. So
yeah, that
is part of, like, it's like a culture thing too. Food is family. We celebrate around food. We do all things around food. And so I had to make sure that I knew what I was doing. And then when I started sharing it with people, it was just like, okay.
Yeah, that's what's the beautiful thing is, because I think, especially in the Black community and other cultural communities, we just feel like, oh, we can't have the foods we used to have anymore. And I'm seeing you have foods that, I wish I had and thought they were done with. And I was like, what? So that's the things, you're really opening up people a lot to the lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. I always tell people, first of all, know your why if you're going to start the journey.
Yes.
Know your why. Don't just do it because, oh, this is the thing to do. No, know your why. Why are you doing it? For me, when I first started, it was for my health. Life or death. That was my why. And then, of course, after I saved my own life, I realized it was not just about me. It was about everyone else. And it was a bigger picture. whether it was to help other people, whether it was help animals, whether it was help the environment. It was a big picture that I was now part of, and I don't ever want to go back.
And I think a lot of what you've done is personally overcome fear, and I think that's so inspiring. And even as a success in the social media game, you weren't quick to rush to TikTok, right? So you took some prodding to get to TikTok, but TikTok has really exploded.
Listen, I mean,
How did you?
Facebook and Instagram and stuff for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And then my daughter told me 2 months ago in March, she was like, you should get on TikTok. I was like, girl, I don't get on there with them kids, girl. And so she was like, no, I think it'll be fun for you. You know, you could be like the mom of TikTok, or, you know, you can get funny sayings and you're cooking. And I was like, I don't know. And then one of my friends that I work with at Whole Foods reached out, and they were like, you ever thought about getting on TikTok? I was like, no, wait a minute. I made money with Whole Foods, so if y'all me, let me see what y'all talking about. I said, you know, let me go and see. At first, I just want to do the Renegade because that's what the
the little
still can't do it. Okay, still
hilarious.
But I wanted to do that, and got on there, and in the first week, all my videos started going viral and everything. It was crazy. March 9th was my first cooking video on TikTok 2.5 months ago.
Over 3 million followers.
Such a blessing. And I like looking at them because you make the meal look easy. It's so quick. It's like this. I'm like, okay, I can do that. I got it. 60 seconds. Cool.
Yeah.
Are we going to see any stand-up? Is there going to be any return to stand-up?
I don't know. I don't know right now if I'll return to stand-up. I'm an actor, and that is my passion. And I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of that.
Yeah, you just had Will and Grace in January.
Yes, that was so much fun. So much fun. Yeah.
But honey, listen, if you did stand up, do you know how many seats you would sell out?
Oh yeah. Well, I do. I went on tour for the last 2 years, and I do something more so called story time with Tab.
Yes, I know about that.
Right. So I tell, it's like some stand up, but there's also stories where they may make you cry. So that is also selling seats as well. So
well,
no, I don't know. I can't say no though, because I love stand up, but I respect stand up so much. I can't give it my all. I won't do it.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. And I finally saw that the first video, that TTLA. Do you still eat the TTLA?
You know what? I have to make my own version of it now, because I don't eat a lot of soy anymore because it gives me headaches. Let me tell you something. I'd be so mad about it. I'd be like, oh, honey, because that sandwich is so doggone good.
I mean, I don't even know if I would like the ingredients, but when I watch the video, I'm like, I'm going to try the sandwich.
Yeah, it's good.
It's BLT, but you use tempeh bacon and honey mixed greens and avocado, and of course I put red onions and pickle and that aioli, garlic aioli on that bread. Lord, I just got hungry.
Listen, I was already eating the sandwich before she did her video, but she made me like the sandwich more. When I saw the video, I said, you know what? That is a doggone good sandwich. Let me go get another one. And I was going back and back and back, and her name was on the menu at Whole Foods. And I was like, oh my God, it's Tabitha's smoking TTLA. I was so excited, and I had to add the pickles and the red onions. Yeah. I do hummus on one side of the bread too, but yeah, you can make them at home yourself.
Yeah.
And what are you?
Carrot bacon.
What'd you say?
I said, now I use some carrot bacon.
Oh yes, marinated. Yes. Carrots can be hot dogs or bacon, ladies and gentlemen. If you did not know,
they can. I made both.
I did not know that. What would people be surprised to find in your kitchen?
Surprised to find? I don't know. I mean, I pretty much share just about everything that I use. I don't know if there would be a surprise. I mean, I like a good Lay's potato chip every now and then. And some people think
keep it simple.
Yeah, some people be like, "Oh, she doesn't eat junk food." I'm like, I don't know who told you that. Now and then, I want me a good old potato chip. I'll eat a regular Lay's plain potato chip sometimes. But I think that is a shock to some people. They were like, "Oh, I didn't think you ate junk food." I'm like, well, listen, I eat enough healthy stuff to where I can balance out my life. Okay.
Yeah. How have you navigated that? Because I think a lot of people assume once you're vegan, you are just healthy.
Yeah, I always tell people, listen, vegan does not mean healthy or skinny. Okay, it don't mean neither of those two things. There's a lot of
Oreos and licorice are vegan. You can eat that all day.
Yeah,
you're not gonna be healthy or skinny.
No, at all. Okay. But I just always tell people everything in moderation.
Mhm.
Everything in moderation. That's how I live my life. But yeah, I always tell people don't be fooled by the word or the stigma that you
Mhm.
know we all have heard over the years. But we have so many options when it comes to eating vegan. Absolutely.
And how have you, when you talk to other people who kind of want that sort of that inspiration, whether it is to pursue what you're doing on social media or something else in what they're doing, how do you counsel them to find that inspiration, how to achieve that spark that got you to start?
You got to search within yourself. You got to find your voice. You got to be telling the truth in whatever it is that you're doing. You know, for a long time, I didn't live in my truth. I didn't live authentically me, and it was blocking me from really making my big break or making major strides. The moment I said, I want to be free and this is who I am, everything started happening. And so I always encourage people, be yourself, know what it is that you want, and go after that in your own way. You can't do it the way I do it, and I can't do it the way you do it. We got to do it the way that we were purposed to do it. And that way, honey, things will start to happen.
I
That is
love that.
such good advice. And no matter what industry people are in, because everybody loves you. You are the world's favorite mom. And I don't know. Do you even have any haters? Because you're so pleasant, so loving, so positive, so prayerful that
Oh,
even people that eat meat, I mean, does everybody give you love, or do you still have people that fuss and
oh,
want to be?
you gonna always have haters. You gonna
Really?
always
You have haters.
I
You
can't
have the
believe.
brown.
oh,
No
and
way.
you got the negative Nancy's. I mean, I don't give them energy, but they exist.
Wow.
I just always say I love you too.
There you go. There you go. I like that.
The people who are angry or they lash out at you and they don't know me from Adam. And I've never ever told anybody this is what you should do. I've
Right.
never tried to force my lifestyle on anyone. I've only just shared my story.
Hmm.
I always remind people when people are angry or mean to you or say nasty or negative things, it's not you they have a problem with. It's within.
Amen.
They're dealing with something. So I never fight that with the same energy. You always can just fight that with love.
That's
I,
smart. And that's why I asked that question, because when I used to share what I ate, because I've been eating vegan since the year 2000. So back before they had all these cheese options and all these
wow.
fake meats, and before we knew jackfruit could do all these different things, I would talk about it or post about it on something, and people would lash at me. And I'm like, hey, I didn't ask you to eat it. I'm just telling you what I had. And it tasted pretty good because I know how to season food. So like, don't be mad at me for eating something that tastes good and it's good for me. But it was like so much anger. And I'm like, I'm loving. What are y'all doing? So I asked that question because you are one of the most positive people in the world, on the internet, in the world. And I just wanted the world to hear how you deal with people who don't come with that energy.
Yeah. People gonna be people. And ain't nothing we can do about people.
I think you're going to have more trouble with the people that love you when you come out of quarantine because everyone wants to hug you. So what do you do with the people that want to hug you all the time?
Good
I'm
question.
a hugger, and that's the thing. I was like, this quarantine thing has hurt us huggers, okay?
Yeah.
Because before this happened, and I would tour and travel and go to do different events. That was the majority of my, I'd have the time slot of the meet and greet, and it would be just hours of hugging and loving on people, taking pictures.
Mm.
Yeah.
I miss that type of stuff, because sometimes I may be someone's only moment of love in that, and I want to give them that. If I'm that person, the only time that they get to experience or feel that, I want to be that.
Yeah.
So I'm praying that this whole thing will be over soon and we can get back to loving each other and, hugging each other like we
Yeah, absolutely. One thing we like to do here at Fit Club is we have the Fit Club 5. It's 5 rapid fire questions for you to answer, just for the viewers to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. The last person you texted.
My manager.
Your dream dinner guest, alive or dead?
Dream dinner guest. I would love. Can I have 2?
Go for 2.
Bernie Mac and Michelle Obama.
I think I could deal with those 2. The last meal you ate.
Oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Yeah.
Your favorite junk food.
I don't classify it as junk food because it's just so good, but I love a pickle.
Pickle, yeah, something else. Something that
That's
doesn't
not
count.
junk food.
I'm not a huge. I'm not a huge junk food person. So, I like granola. I like popcorn.
Okay, we're getting there.
I have a weird. I'm not a big sweet person. I eat sweets in spells.
Gotcha. So you're more snacks.
Right. But I do love a good like kettle popcorn, and I eat a bag of that.
And then this last question: if you are on death row, what would your last meal be? So you can go not vegan here if that would be your last meal.
Oh, they're my honey crab legs.
Have you had vegan crab
We know
legs?
what you're missing now.
Right, honey crab legs. My only thing that I miss is seafood because I didn't eat red meat or pork for over 20 plus years. But seafood was my thing. Okay. So yeah, that would be my thing that I would probably get. I haven't had vegan crab legs. A lot of the vegan meat substitutes have soy, the ones that taste like seafood.
Yeah, most imitation crab is soy, but to put the shell on there and make you have to crack it open is a whole nother experience that we don't get anymore.
No, we don't get that anymore. But I do love a good lobster mushroom, and I saute them and dip them in my vegan butter with my bay and my garlic and herbs. Honey, it gets me right.
Yeah, you use nuts and mushrooms for your meats, right?
A lot of times, yes, absolutely. I rarely eat meat substitutes now.
Good. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, in the beginning I did because I always tell people when you first start, processed food is a process. So you got to go through the process. You got those cravings, honey, it's there, great. But as time goes on, the goal is to not need it all the time. I
call it transition food because you're transitioning from one lifestyle of way of eating to another. So
absolutely. And every now and then, honey, I love a good burger. You know, I'll get a nice vegan burger, but I also can make me a real good beef and mushroom burger myself. But sometimes I want like I used to eat a good turkey burger or whatever. And before I stopped eating like as much soy, every now and then I go to Fat Burger and get the Impossible Burger there. Good. Or, you know, but yeah, I don't eat it as much. I love seeds and I love nuts and mushrooms.
I gotta get to where you are because I'm still trying to wean, and I've been vegan longer, and I'm still trying to wean myself off the processed food. That's kind of tough.
How long you been vegan?
What, 2016, 2015?
So almost five years.
Yeah, and I'm
you got to incorporate some other stuff. You know what? Portobello mushroom, you can take that and make that be your burger. I saute that, season it really, I overcook it, and that entire thing is the meat patty. No soy needed. You don't got to blend no black beans up. Just take the portobello cap.
I got to dig into the videos.
You can try that, or you can chop it up with some other stuff and make it into a nice patty and then, you know, put in your air fryer.
I'm trying to make it easy for him because apparently he don't want to do the extras.
We got to do this next time and actually have you walk me through some cooking because I need all of it. Where can we?
It's all right though. Don't be hard on yourself.
Where can we see you next? We know we have Fridays with Tab and Chance. You got your very good Mondays, and then where else can we find you?
I'm a little bit of everywhere right now.
Yeah, we know.
So many different networks and people, but I am in development for my own show. And I've always had this dream of being America's mom. And so I'm working on that right now. And hopefully once quarantine is over, we can get it done and get started. But I mean, I'm gonna be a little bit of everywhere, but you can follow me on I Am Tabitha Brown everywhere and kind of stay up to date on what's going on.
Nice.
Excellent.
We're so
Congratulations.
And Tangerine, you actually have a show right after this people can catch up with you on, right?
Yes, I've created 2 new shows during this quarantine. They're part of my shutdown series. So Tuesdays are Tangerine Tuesdays, which is called Tangerine's Top Talent. It's an open mic for singers, rappers, actors, dancers. We've had pole dancers. We've had pianists are coming today. We've had saxophonists. I had a whole band last week. It's so much fun.
Any chefs?
No chefs, because watching a chef isn't as fun as watching a pole dancer. But I've had artists, like somebody came in and showed all the work they were working on as an artist drawing. And then they had a picture of me that they were drawing. And I was like, oh my God, it was so dope. So I'm watching the process of that. But then on Thursdays, I have a dating show called Shoot Your Shot, because I have so many hot friends that people are always in the comments asking about under the videos or under the pictures. And they're always like, oh, hook me up with her. Oh, if I could have you and her. And I'm like, you know what? Shoot your shot. So now I have a show And I bring the contestants in. There'll be about 6 people on camera at a time, and they'll be asked questions, and they're all trying to get to be the winner for this young lady's heart. And it's different, people that are of notoriety. Yeah, people that are of notoriety.
The well-known folk.
Yes, on the internet or TV and film that come in, and it's just been a lot of fun. So I'm definitely trying to keep that going even after the quarantine because people really, really love that show. That's Thursday. Both shows are at 3 because it starts with a T.
Nice. And you had a Black Love show with Tab, right?
Who, me?
Yeah, I saw with you and Chance.
Oh yeah, we were on Black Love Doc, the OWN network show, but they posted like some pictures of me and Chance from our throwback in '98 when we had to get a photo shoot, and then to our shoot that we did with Revolt TV, the Anatomy of Black Love. So there was like a side by side, and so they were like posted that everybody had all these questions. So then they told us and wanted us to answer these questions. So we did that, like a Q&A, and they posted that this past weekend.
Yeah, you have to give some advice to the Tangerine's contestants.
Yes, and to everybody, because you guys have been together for so long. You don't see that in California, in Hollywood, in Black marriages, like to be together that long. Give all the advice you can as often as you can. Help me out. I'm only 6 years in over here.
If you have to realize we've been together 22 years, right? We grew up together as well. And you got to know that in 22 years, think of not even being in a relationship, just in your own life, all the stuff you go through in 22 years. So imagine going with somebody else. So
right.
We had the best of times and the worst of times. But we come out of the fire together. So knowing that it ain't always going to be perfect, knowing that every day you ain't going to like each other, but we love by default. And when you find yourself in this journey with someone, and you have to also know yourself and be open to the changes that you're going through and your partner is going through, because we're constantly growing and changing, and we have to respect that part of each other. Yes. And when you get to that part, honey, then you can work just about anything out.
Well, this was Change Your Life with Tab. Thank you.
And you're preaching as always.
Thank you so much for joining us, Tab. Thank you for joining Tangerine as well. So amazing to have both of you.
Thank you so much.
Shaka, I've been giving Tab all this credit, but can I just pause and say your body is incredible? For people that don't know, because you got on this big old t-shirt, tangerine color. Thank you for that. You got a whole lot of muscles and 8-pack under there. I don't know if you want to give a little
it's
bicep.
Possible, maybe a little.
It's a long sleeve shirt. Oh, you hiding. Y'all gotta follow him. Y'all gotta follow him online. He is built. I just want to say that.
And let people know that when people say, "Oh, vegan," you can't be vegan and be cut up and
muscular. Yeah, they think they need the animal protein.
Yeah. Get enough protein. Like go to Shaka page.
Yeah, do this show topless. Do the show topless and let them know. Shaka.
I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Again, guys, where could they find you, Tangerine?
You can find me on all social media. My name is spelled not like the fruit, but Tanjareen, Tangerine. It's Official Tangerine on Facebook, Official Tangerine on Instagram, and just Tangerine on YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, JDate, Black Planet, everything else that you can find me on. I got a TikTok. I just ain't used it yet, but now I got to just watch it.
Jump in.
I'm just gonna watch it. I don't need to create. I'm just gonna admire my friends who are putting in that hard work. I'm so impressed with your consistency and your hard work, and it is paying off. And I love to see my girl shining.
I am Tabitha Brown everywhere.
And you guys can find me at Shaka Strong on Instagram, Snapchat, and everywhere else. See you guys next week.
Peace. Thank you.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page for even more great programming and amazing content, and be sure to subscribe and like our channel when you do. I'm your BHL host, Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom or at Black Hollywood Live. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.